feels betrayed. By your own family, a voice asking Alice in her head. She is looking at the ceiling of her cell room. Dead, that's best to explain her current situation. Aren't you pathetic? The voice asks her again. Stop it, please, Alice says, while grabbing her head. Aren't you ashamed? Your mom died cause of you, and your fiancé chose your stepsister over you. Your father and your brothers didn't look back at you. They are disgusted. Stop, Alice screams. Hearing her voice, a guard appears in front of her. Stop acting. This won't save you. We know what you did to our saint. Just die, the guard says, and leaves. Alice says nothing. She doesn't know how everything turned out like this. What did she ever do to get punished like this? They killed her mother in front of her. The king, her father, didn't listen to her, not even her own brothers, and her fiancé, whom she loved the most, also showed back to her. Why? Why like this? Do I not deserve love and happiness? In the past, everything was good. She had a beloved family, a loving father and brothers who cherished her the most. Everything was in the right place until her stepsister returned to the place. Liz, her sister, was sent to the church right after she was born, from a concubine. Her mother was in bed, and from here everything started falling apart slowly. Before her 16th birthday, Liz came back to the palace with the church priests. Announcing her being a saint, words spread throughout the country. Everywhere people were talking about Saint and her powers. It took only few days, and people in the country were deeply in love with her. Just like her family, her father made Liz the crown princess, and Alice was the former crown princess. She lost her title, but it didn't affect her that much. As long as she had her family, and the family she had started to neglect her dot for them, she didn't exist anymore. Her brothers had eyes for only Liz, and she was just an extra. As if she's the black sheep of their family, even the maids had their priorities set. They neglected Alice. Sometimes they pretended they didn't hear whenever Alice called them. They didn't give her food, made her starve for days. A princess was treated like this. They accused her for things she didn't do. As a punishment, she was grounded for days in attic without light. Whenever she was there, she just looked through the window, hoping she will be free someday. Her family started to prioritize Liz more. Her brothers spend most of their time with her. About Alice, whenever she asked them for a little bit of their time, they said they were busy, doesn't have time for child's play. Alice bit her lips to prevent the tears falling from her eyes. To be honest, her brothers saw her tears. For a bit of moment they were concerned, but then again they didn't give it much importance. After this, Alice locked herself in her room and drawn herself in studies. She didn't went out. No one was bothered anyways. No one pointed her absence from family mealtime. For them, her absence wasn't much important. She was the black sheep, after all. Even if she was here, she would have eaten quietly, lowering her head, while they laughed and talked about their day. Her presence was uncomfortable for them. They thought of her as a creep. They didn't say it from their mouth, but their actions made it clear. A month before her 16th birthday, maid brings a pretty dress for her. It was unusual, but she thought maybe at cause of her birthday they gave her an outfit. She tried it, and it was good. Then suddenly a knight comes in her door and tells her that His Majesty is waiting for her in study. She thought maybe her father wanted to know if she liked it or not. She went to him without changing her attire. After entering in his study, she received many gazes that pierced her to soul. Her brothers were present, and she, Liz, was there too. Her father was looking like he was disappointed in her, and her brothers were disgusted. He asked her why she made her maid steal Liz's dress. She was confused. She said she didn't steal anything from her. Her brothers replies, "Then explain why you are wearing Liz's dress for her birthday." She wanted to explain that her maid bought this to her, but before she could explain, her second brother says, "We know you are jealous of her. Look at her and look at you. But you really became a thief just because of a dress? Why are you even here? You could have just died with your mother." It was a shock for her. Her face turned white, and she fell on her knees. Her brother realized that he said too much, but there is nothing he can do more. And then, one day, a week before her birthday, at night, door bursts open, and knights comes in front of her and captures her, and her father and brothers comes there too. She was scared, have no idea of what's truly going on. Her father slaps her across the face. Her brother grabs her hair and says, "How dare you send killer in Liz's room? Why did you try to kill her?" No words came from her mouth. Tried to kill Liz? and they are so sure it was her? Soon, an investigation occurs, and it shows that the former princess hired someone to kill the crown princess. The culprit who got caught gave her name. With that, her very own father gave her death penalty. That's how she ends up here. While thinking about the past, it brings Alice nothing but pain, anger, and the emptiness. Tomorrow, she will be executed. She will be free after that. She will see her mother again. She knows her mother will believe her, no matter what. "Hello, sister." A sudden voice interrupts her. Outside of her cell, it was her stepsister Liz who was smiling at her innocently. Alice was disgusted at her. She says, "Why? Just why? You did this to me? What I ever did to you?" Did I say you did something to me?" Liz replies while smiling. "It's my love for you, and a small sacrifice for what's coming. Can't you just do this for me, our little Alice?" Liz dazed while smiling darkly. She was enjoying. "I'll kill you." Alice says, you can't do that now." Liz comes close and says, "You will be executed tomorrow, maybe next life." "Rest for now, sissy. I have a lot of work, and you should sleep before you die tomorrow, no? See you never." After Liz leaves, something in Alice changes. She knew what she wanted to do the most right now. She just wanted to kill Catherine Liz